So I've used a contemplative practice for most of my life. It's changed and grown as I've lived my life. But an important aspect of it for me has been to sink deeper into the silence within me, which is where I encounter God. And so for me, a contemplative practice is about finding something that helps me sink into that silence. And one of the things that does that for me is singing simple chants. It's not something I would use always in my contemplative practice, but I would sometimes use it. And I've loved singing ever since I was a choir boy in an Anglican church in Warwick, and one of the quotes we were given when we left the choir was a quote from St. Augustine that was, "Those who sing pray twice." And that always speaks to me of the power of singing, certainly singing sacred music as a form of prayer. So what I particularly value about singing is that it takes me out of my head, out of my overthinking mind, and draws me into my heart space, my heart mind, if you like. And that's where I really encounter the silence within which, for me, God dwells, or at least I encounter God. It really helps then to sing something that you don't have to think about too much, something that's a short, simple chant. And I'll maybe give you an example now and you can sing along with me. So this particular chant is a chant by John Bell from the Iona community. And the words are, "Kindle a flame to lighten the dark and take all fears away." Kindle a flame to lighten the dark and take all fears away. It goes like this, and we'll finish with a bit of silence at the end. Kindle a flame to lighten the dark and take all fears away. Kindle a flame to lighten the dark and take all fears away. Kindle a flame to lighten the dark and take all fears away. Kindle a flame to lighten the dark and take all fears away. So as well as having a chant that is simple, that you don't have to think too much about, it's also really helpful to have a chant that has words that are meaningful to you. There are lots of different sacred chants, for example Teze, but also Celtic chants, one from Iona, the Iona community I've just used. But there are all sorts of different chants, and it's about finding ones that are meaningful to you and that work for you. What I've found over the years is that singing has been a really massive part of my life and a massive part of my spirituality. I worked for many years in mental health as a psychiatrist, and singing was something that I would come back to as a sort of release, as a way of connecting, as a way of centering myself, coming back to myself. And I think it certainly helped me work within that challenging environment in mental health. And also, for example, I think most of us can get sort of stuck in sort of overthinking too much, or sometimes get stuck in, I know, thinking ahead too much, or thinking about the past too much. And one of the things I've struggled with from time to time is sort of obsessional thoughts, where my thinking gets caught in a loop, going round and round and round, thinking about the same thing over and over again. And singing is something that can really help with that, because it can, if you like, help me get out of that obsessional thinking and just get me into that more expansive, spacious heart mind, if you like. And so that's one of the ways that singing helps me, as a way of getting out of my head. So maybe it's something you can try and see if it helps you. Thank you.